Are we live?
Yes.
Are you sure? We are live.
Hey!
John and Nadya.
Do you love our prompts today?
Nadya Melton coming to you live.
That's right, baby. Continue. You're on a roll, clearly.
Clearly, minimum.
Oh, this is really perfect. What's up? What's up? John and Nadya Melton here. We are coming to you live on this beautiful Money Monday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Today's conversation, I have to mention a little something.
Do it.
I have to mention it because this particular training, I don't know why, but it took a lot of brain power and a lot of us sorting through the nitty-gritty to identify those things that move the needle in our business. And so we're super excited to showcase today, really help you, whether you're at 5 figures and you want to go to 6 figures, or if you're like where we were some time back, and we were making a 6-figure income, but it felt like we couldn't break through that 7-figure mark.
Well, not only that, we had no life.
And we had no life.
The more important thing is we had no life.
Correct.
We were working 24/7 and it was totally exhausting. And I think a lot of us can probably appreciate that. People initially get involved because they maybe want to make some extra money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as you build your business and you're in this opportunity for a little while, whatever company you're a part of, and you're kind of on that journey, on that path, and you kind of start to see some results and you start to make a 5-figure income, a 6-figure income, you start to make a full-time income. Maybe you fire your boss. And I know some of you might get overwhelmed with this conversation because you're still part-time, you're still fairly new, but you'll see as you start to progress in your business, I think a lot of you are going to find that you're not actually money motivated, you're freedom motivated.
That's right.
I know that's what we found. We found that, making a lot of money is great, but what's super great is having the freedom and flexibility to enjoy it, right? We wanted an and life. We didn't want to get rich or be awesome parents, get rich or have a great marriage, a great relationship. We wanted both. Right? We wanted to have an and life, not an or life. Like, let's have a happy marriage or let's get really rich and make a lot of money. Like, no, it shouldn't be or, it should be and.
That's right.
How many of us want an and life? Let me know in the comments. I think that's really what all of us get involved for is the freedom piece, right? We want to fire our boss. We want to have the ability to travel. We want to, pay off our debts. We want to, maybe put our kids in the best private school, go on vacations with our families, right? Like we want to do all these things. And I really think the key to success is to not just make a lot of money, but to have systems in place, right? You want to systemize and optimize so you can go out there and really create something special, right? I think it really is a priority to have the systems in place and get the right mindset to have success. And again, I don't care if you're from Yale or jail. I don't care if you've had a little bit of success or a lot of success. I think this conversation will be relevant for you. But I know for me, I was just sick of mediocrity. I was sick of living paycheck to paycheck. And I was also sick of having success down the road. Once we started to see success, of never being home with my family and constantly feel like I was having to replace people because we had so many people quitting. We had so many people getting involved and not making money. And how many of us would agree? Why do network marketing if you're the only one making money, right? Why go out there and build a business if you have no life? So we're in the top 100 income earners in all of network marketing in the entire industry out of thousands and thousands of companies. Like, why should you listen to us? Because we have almost 20 years in the profession, over $200 million in sales in the last 4.5 years. Just last year alone, we had 7,600 rank advancements on our team, 163,000 new customers, 9,000 plus new distributors that joined our team. And today we teach network marketers and entrepreneurs just like you how to build a profitable business without the fluff, without all those outdated strategies, and mostly leveraging social media. And this is what gave us the freedom. This is what freed up our time and how we started making money around the clock. How many of us want to make money in our sleep? Smash that heart button. Actually,
I'll smash it.
The share button and tag everybody you know. You should be tagging everybody you know if they want to make a full-time income, if they want to make a significant income. And again, for some of you, this might be a little overwhelming because you're maybe somewhat new to network marketing. But I'm telling you, eventually you're going to experience this where you start to have momentum. I remember when we first started to see momentum and we started to build teams and people started to look at us for like mentorship, and they would, ask us to help out with a presentation or a 3-way call or share our story in front of the room. You start feeling like you're a little bit of a beast. You're a little bit of a badass. You know what I'm saying? You start maybe buying into your own press a little bit and you become just a little bit obsessed. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being obsessed with your business. There's nothing wrong with being obsessed with your products, your company, your opportunity. I want you to have the obsession. But how many of us can also appreciate that eventually, and I know we experienced this, eventually you start to see a ton of success and a ton of results, and it becomes overwhelming because you have so many people joining your team. You're working with so many people. You can't keep up. Your phone's blowing up. And nowadays we obviously have technology and systems and different things, but I just remember, and this was around 2007. I just remember feeling like, when is this going to end? Or I'm sorry, it was actually 2010, 2012. Yeah. Right? 2010, 2012. I started to feel like it was never going to end. Like I started looking at all the top earners in this company we were in at that time. We had been 5 years full-time with that company. And I started looking around. I'm like, Nadya, like these people work 24/7. We're like on the company trips and they're like still doing 3-way calls. They're like doing calls the entire time we're on the RVP retreat. And I'm like, when do they get to chill? When do I get to, I want to chill at some point. They told me it was a season. It was just going to be a season of our life. And eventually no worky.
And I think it really hit us at that 5-year mark because we always had that vision that we're going to work really hard. And we worked really hard. Like we packed
they have no idea.
years of work into 5 years. Yeah. We worked so hard. And then once we reached the 5-year mark and we took a look at the facts, sometimes it's humbling experience when you go, what are the facts? Where are we at? Like, what are the dividends that we've accrued over the last 5 years? And we had to face a harsh reality of, look, there's not many people succeeding. We don't have a life. We sacrificed 5 years of our kids, and this is not what we want. And sometimes, when you have those moments, they sound really, really stressful, but those are also the moments where if you pivot, you could really optimize the next stage of your life. And here's what I found for John and I, every new stage of our life has always been better, more optimized, more organized, more exciting than the previous one. So I want to challenge you, if you're watching us right now and you are looking for a sign, this is it. So I want to challenge you, let's take a look at your facts. Like, let's catch that bird's eye view and evaluate where is your lifestyle, where is your income, where are your investments, what is the quality of life, what is that happiness factor for you? Because if you're not happy, what are we doing? If you're not, profiting, what are we doing? Now, there's also an element, right? If you're brand new in your business, you can be expecting to go from 5 figures to 6 figures in 3 minutes. I know. We live in a microwave society, right? But this is not popcorn. So it's eventually going to happen, right? So we got to have essentially a map. We got to have realistic expectations. But then we also know that today is the world of hyper growth. Do you know what I mean? Like even John, even if you and I were super motivated and we were super wise on all this internet stuff, but if we tried to do these things before really the technology was there, I don't think possible. It was not a thing, but it's possible today. So I'm really excited. You guys, let's give you a little preview just because I love to start my mornings with gratitude. And I'm so grateful for technology today because for those of you that are new to this network marketing profession, I want you to know this is how we used to do it. We used to hunt down the 3-foot rule, a lot of times what was taught, interested prospects, and then let's get them into this public business reception, a whole meeting, a hotel meeting. And then we do this physical calls. Can you imagine? We had to pick up the phone, make calls, and then it would be a Saturday training. So that was the old school funnel, I like to say. Now today, it's kind of like, when you go from an electric car or you go from a regular car to a Tesla, and it's like night and day, right? So that's kind of how I see this beautiful transformation. So today, you guys know we are huge ambassadors of this famous ATM strategy. And the ATM strategy is pretty simple. It's a 24/7 presentation funnel. And what's really cool, it's duplicatable. Once you get it up and running, it's ridiculously effective. In our humble opinion and 20 years of experience in the industry, we've never seen a more duplicatable, robust process for exposing people to your opportunity or your product. We're not going to talk all that much today about that, but I want to question and really have you think about what is that process of exposure right now that you're utilizing, and is it a system dependent or is it you dependent?
That's right.
Right. The problem for us back in the day, everything in our business was us dependent. Therefore, we could never step away from the business or it would fall apart.
Right.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, that's why we had no automation, we had no delegation, which is why it was tough for us to have domination. Like it was so tough for us. It was so tough for us to have true duplication.
Yeah.
Because even if we had some teams that would do well for a little while, eventually they fell apart.
Yeah.
Because very few people were making money. So we're going to get into the goods today. But yeah, ATM.
And before we do, baby, I wanted to just mention quickly, in case if you're watching us and you're brand new to our brand, you're brand new to our trainings, and you go, you know what, I want to understand a little bit more, right? How does this work? What are the 1, 2, 3s? What are the ABCs? John and I, along with our amazing virtual team, we put together this download. And this is so good. Like, it's easy on the eye. I'm a fan of that. Let's not overwhelm you. You already have a lot going on. But we wanted to put together something that was very simple to follow so you can kind of catch that bird's eye view on the exact system that we use in our business. It's free to download. So many people keep telling us we should be charging for this. It's that good. So if you don't have this download, go ahead and just screenshot this. Oh, here, John, why don't you smile? Oh, I'm going to be John for a second. Here.
Oh yeah, we were at Marina's event. We were at Marina's training this weekend, and this is what they had for us. It's awesome. All right, ready, go. Did you take a screenshot?
And it fits with like this.
Did it happen? Did it happen? Hopefully you did it.
Okay, cool.
But the other thing I wanted to say too, let's give away some cash money.
Oh, wow,
for those of you that are sharing the broadcast, those of you that are tagging people, we're going to give away some cash money as well today because it's Money Monday and it's been a minute.
I like it.
It's been a minute. We've been traveling a lot.
Do you like it?
Dylan's baseball tournaments have been a little bit busy.
I know, y'all. I haven't seen my house in the month of July.
And we leave again tomorrow.
Again.
The last tournament of the summer.
We're going to Ohio. Don't be jealous.
Yeah, don't be jealous.
Don't be jealous.
Don't be peanut butter and jealous.
Exactly.
That was our last TikTok that went viral.
Okay. So
but listen.
How
for
do
those
we give
of you,
away the money?
Those of you that are sharing, those of you that are tagging people, we're going to try to pick some winners at some point.
Okay.
And at the end, we'll also do some Q&A.
Let me
see
what I see.
Those of you that have questions.
Sorry. Commercial break. I've been missing everybody, y'all. Excuse my enthusiasm. Continue, baby. Yes.
Go ahead.
Continue. Go
ahead. You had something on your mind.
You are on the mission. Look at all these tags. You guys are amazing. How much of his
Angela said you guys ever argue. Yeah, of course.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm always right, though, so it's not much of an argument.
Well, you know what they say.
Just kidding. Lies on lies. Nadia's typically the one that's accurate.
All right, baby, go ahead. Sorry, I totally interrupted your flow.
Are we doing it right now? I thought we were going to do it throughout. Okay, we'll pick our first winner. How about that? We pick our first winner.
Let's do it. Here, I see
it. All right, Kelly Shihai. Kelly, you're the first winner. Cash money. Email our support team, support@mylifestyleacademy.com, support@mylifestyleacademy.com, and we'll send you some cash money. But throughout, sharing, tagging. Are we doing it right now?
Let's do one more,
No, I was going to do it throughout.
Here.
Okay.
We got Felicia and Furtick. Thank you so much for
I guess we could have
tagging.
2 winners now, then we'll have 2 winners a little bit and 2 winners maybe at the end or something.
That's fine.
Something like that.
I love that.
And if you have questions, hold on to the questions until the very, very end. So let's get into this.
Okay.
This is going to be some good stuff for those of you that are wanting to break through. Maybe you're feeling a little stuck. Let me know in the comments if you feel stuck, if you feel like you've plateaued. Maybe you need some breakthroughs. And look, at the end of the day, this business is tough. It ain't easy. It is worth it. It's not easy, but it is worth it. And I just think there's some fundamentals. There's some pivots, some shifts, if you will, that we've made over the years to create new fundamentals, new routines, new systems to help more people win. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You feel me?
Yeah.
So really excited for the cash winners. And again, we'll try to pick some more throughout. Those of you that are sharing, tagging, all the good stuff. But here were some of the mistakes we made in the early years, just to get to it real quick. So for us in the beginning, because, we had that old school mentality, we're with old school companies. And again, you're talking 20 years ago, y'all, like 2001, 2006, 2012, like, years and years and years ago, even 5 years ago, things were very different, right? We were talking about TikTok 5 years ago, right? The ATM system was literally invented like 5 years ago. So showing up on social media in the very early days of leveraging social media, thank God we didn't have a big following back then.
Yeah.
But like the only people that would like our posts, and this is how you know you're doing it wrong. The only people that would like our posts were people already in the company. We were basically a glorified infomercial. We were also micromanaging every aspect of the business. We were micromanaging presentations that our teammates were doing. We were micromanaging the follow-ups. We were micromanaging just everything. It was like there was no independent creation. Like nobody was independently stepping up and building their business because we were all over them all the time, doing all the things, not allowing people to step up, right? Trying to micromanage every aspect of the business. And I can tell you these days, it's the opposite. I'm not saying I'm not there to support people. I definitely give people the guidance. I'm in the trenches with people. You can ask anyone on my team. I think they'll tell you they've never had a leader like me that's always available, accessible, and there to support them. But I'm not all over them saying, hey, did you welcome Sarah to the team? Hey, are you going to recognize Susie for ATMing some people? Are you going to recognize Alex for his rank advancement? Like, hey, did you follow up with so-and-so? Hey, I watched your video the other day and I don't know, I think you should mix things up a little bit. Like, and I know some of us, we want a mentor, we want someone there to help us. And of course, you should be a mentor to people. Of course, you should be pointing people towards the tools and, helping them along the way. But there's a big difference in a mentor and a manager, right? How many of us want to be a mentor? We want to be a guide. We want to be the captain of the team, leading by example.
Yeah.
Managers don't make a whole lot of money, right? Get out of the stands with the fans, get on the field, get out there and do what you want your teams to do. See, a lot of times we want our teams to crush it on the customer side, or we want our teams to do Facebook Lives or TikToks or group chats with prospects, but you're not doing it. Right. You're not recruiting. You're not starting new teams. You're not out there getting customers. And I can tell you that we had a really crappy team culture. Like, and it wasn't just our team. It was like the whole company we were in back in the day. It was like nobody wanted to help anyone. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. If someone came across another distributor that was on a different team, they would sometimes talk badly. Like, oh, you're on that team. That sucks. Too bad you're not on our team. Like, ew. That's the kind of stuff that ruins really great businesses. Yeah. So we had a terrible team culture. We had, a lot of just difficulty with team camaraderie, where now a lot of our leaders, a lot of our like, I have probably, 19, 20 different elite lines. And a lot of my teams work with each other, like sideline brothers and sisters, like they do group chats together. They run ATM groups together. They do giveaways together. They'll do Zooms and power hours together. Like that's the kind of stuff that I wanted to create. I wanted to create that type of synergy on our team, because where we came from, it was like legit the opposite. Like our own upline would compete with us. Like, and I'm not saying compete with us in a healthy way. I'm saying like, your upline sponsors someone you're talking to. Like, can you imagine your own upline sponsoring someone that you were talking to first about the business? Now, of course, in the days of social media and we're all interconnected, that's going to happen sometimes where, someone from your prospecting list, right? Your contacts, your network is going to join someone else. But can you imagine having your own upline be like, yeah, they mentioned they had talked to you, but they felt more comfortable working with me since I'm local. You're like, say what? Right? So stuff like that. That's just straight up toxic. How many of us would agree with that statement? I just saw someone tag a bunch of people. Loretta, oh, I cannot pronounce that last name. You just want some cash money, send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com, support@mylifestyleacademy.com. We'll send you some cash. Also, for those of you that want the cash, I forgot to say this.
What?
Include your PayPal. So we can send you that money.
So our team is on too, and they're responding to messages.
Okay. Aren't they the best?
They are the best. Okay.
Nobody can say this last one.
Yeah.
So this was the other thing. And thank God we found a company that allowed us to do our thing on social media, because some companies, I talked about micromanaging. Sometimes companies micromanage their distributors, what they can post and what they can do on social and, that sort of thing. But the thing that we used to do for years and years and years and years, and we didn't know any better. This is just what we were taught. And this is what we did for years, legit over a decade of leading with the business, leading with the opportunity. And I will be honest, I still today like to lead with the business, but from a duplication standpoint, it makes a lot more sense for a new person, or really even an advanced person, to lead with the product and put a lot of emphasis on starting off as a customer. Because look, if you can sell product, you can eventually recruit some of those people to promote the products because they love the products and the results they're getting, right? The easiest people to enroll as business partners are people that love the products and they start off as a customer. But with that being said, there's a lot more people out there. If you think about it, there's a lot more people out there. There should be, at least. You better have a product that more people want to use than they want to sell. Think about this. I always love this analogy. How many of you drive a car? How many of you drive 2 cars, 3 cars, right? You have multiple cars at your home. The point is, everybody over the age of like 16, 17, 18, they have a car. Everybody drives a car, but not everybody wants to sell cars, right? Like, how many of you are car salesmen? Probably not that many of you, if any of you. And then think about this. There's even less car dealership owners. Does that make sense? Who makes the most money? The person driving the car, selling the car, or the car dealership owner? Obviously the owner. So there's a lot less owners out there, bosses out there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot less people out there that want to, build a team, that want to train other people how to do what they do. So with that being said, you're going to find a lot more people that want your product, and it's a great back door. Because like let's say this. Let's say somebody goes, what's that product? What's that belly blaster that tastes like brownie batter? Right? What's that liquid collagen product you guys promote, that Botox in a bottle? What's that all about? Right? And then they ask me about the product. They start off with interest in using the product and being a customer. I can simply say, hey, would you also like to take a look at the business side of what we do? I never did that. We never taught that. We would sign someone up, and the first thing we would say is, who can you talk to, and ask them if they're keeping their business options open. Now, could people still start off that way with maybe 5 or 10 people? Maybe they have a big network of business-minded people, sure. But again, the average person getting started doesn't have that sort of network. They don't have this vast network of business owners and entrepreneurial-minded people. It's easier for them to lead with the product. We didn't know that. We didn't start really putting emphasis on that until just a few years ago. So I just want you to understand that mentality, that mindset, and that shift. That was a big shift for us.
That was a big shift. And another thing that really helped us get clarity on where we wanted to be was just, hearing this one concept that I really love. And I now use this concept in everything that I can. And it's and life versus or life. Like, we used to build our business like, well, let's just sacrifice like our family life and our lifestyle, and we'll build it up, and eventually one day, right? But why can't you build a successful business and wrap your business around your family instead of the other way around, right? So
lifestyle.
Get that clarity
That's right.
about what is it that you want. Like, even maybe going as far as sitting down and identifying exactly what your perfect day would look like. How many hours do you want to be investing in your, in your business on the daily? And then what does that balance look like for you? And then constantly catching that bird's eye view to evaluate, okay, what can I do to tweak this area and this area? I have to say, if I could be braggadocious for one moment.
Go ahead, boo.
But I'm so good at it. Like, I consistently look for opportunities to optimize our lifestyle, because we have to just stop living like we get to do it again. You know, we can only do this once. And I want to kind of like get to the point in my life at 95, I'm still going to be spicy and hot. Just for you, Don Juan. So, I want to look back on my life and be like, wow, like I really did a good job. Like I was diligent in my pursuit of a lifestyle and enjoying my family and doing all the things. Right. So yeah, I like that.
I like that too, baby. I did talk about that in the beginning, but I feel like you do a better job of talking about
you stop.
The end life.
Okay.
But I think it's a great concept, and I think it's something that all of us should strive for. Like, why can't we have a fat bank account and be in great shape?
Yes.
And have a healthy relationship with our kids and have a spicy marriage? Why can't we just have it all?
Right.
Why can't we have it all? Who says we can't have it all? Oh, the gurus out there that have a terrible relationship with their children, or the guru out there that like sleeps 3 hours a night and is super unhealthy and has migraines all the time. But it's like, listen, I'm all about hustle. There are seasons where you got to hustle. When you got a big goal, maybe it's like right now, a lot of our teams are doing a 90-day run between August, September, October, because November is typically the biggest month of the year for us. And that's totally cool. I love it. But I hope a lot of them chill out in December. Now, are they still going to work in December? Of course. I'm not saying you just take a month off. You can't take a lot of time off when you're running a business. But there's a big difference in like going balls to the wall and having that like 8 to faint mentality, right? Working day and night. And then, and here's the other thing. I talked about this obsession mindset. Like, you got to be obsessed with what you're doing. You got to have a lot of passion for it. The beauty is with our business nowadays, it's like you can just pick up your phone, do some work, put it down. You can put it down. You could do 4 hours of prospecting and, follow-ups and reaching out and building those relationships, reaching out to your customers, reaching out to your teammates. I talked about this on stage at Marina's event.
You did.
Building those relationships and cultivating relationships over time, because people will start to come to you. And by the way, there ain't nothing better than building a personal brand and learning to attract people. Because when I attract a lead, my close ratio goes through the roof. But with that being said, I think it's also important to cultivate relationships with our existing customers. You work so hard to get a customer. You work so hard to sign someone up. And then you're just like, all right, next. No, you should cultivate the most important relationships, not with your audience, not with your prospects, and not even with your customers. It's with your teammates, the people that have joined your team. Boom. And then my face just pops up there. I got a twin. I think this is important. I think this is so important, because we started building a personal brand. And, as you can see, we showed up with insane value. We still do it every day. Every day I put up a post. Every day, bro. It's every day, bro. What's that song? But I put up a post every day, or a video every day. A TikTok. We're back to TikTok, y'all. Make sure you're following John and Nadya Melton. Don't follow the John Melton account, because we don't post over there. John and Nadya Melton. I should really just get rid of that account. I don't know. But anyway, we started showing up and on the front end, creating content. But the back end, that's where the magic was. That's where we were monetizing. That's where I was building those connections with prospects and ATMing and group chatting and all the things. And then once I signed someone up, like, you can ask my leaders. We talk all the time. They reach out to me. They can't believe how fast I respond. Why? Because I'm obsessed. And I know how important leaders are. I know how important good people are. I know how hard it is to come by good people that have integrity, that have the right intentions. And by the way, if I get someone that doesn't have those things, they might have a tough time reaching me, right? Like, I don't want to work with people like that. I don't want to work with people that don't have the integrity, the intentions. Like, they're not a good human, right? Like, I don't prospect those people. Look, you get to pick and choose who you work with in this business. But we also really optimized our network marketing business. We call it social retail. Like, we really wanted to create a thriving network marketing business. And I'll be honest, I kind of started to experience some serious MLM PTSD. How many of you know what I'm talking about? And I almost gave up on network marketing. Nadia too. We were almost done because of some bad experiences. One company sued us for like $2.5 million. Wrongfully sued us. We had our last company get shut down by the FTC. That sucked. 7,000 people that we put into that company in 2 years, and boom, shut it down. And we're just like, you know what? Maybe we're just meant to be coaches. Maybe God is telling us to do something else. But the truth is, we still wanted to have like our hat in the ring. I'm saying we were still like, let's just partner with the company and, have something we can refer people to. And I literally referred people for about a year. Yeah. And I mean, I was like working it, but not really. Like I wasn't fully committed. We were more focused on our brand, but I still wanted to have that business intact. And, it's crazy. Our team started blowing up. We started having people on our team getting crazy results on the products, whether they were losing a bunch of weight or just like better sleep, better energy, whatever. They were loving the products, or we had people that were like starting to rank advance and make money. And that started to get my attention because, for the first time, I realized the importance of like other people winning, and the fact that people were winning without my involvement, without me having to do all of these three-way calls and home meetings and Zooms and all these things. Like they were independently building their business. I got excited, and I'm like, what if I actually like tried this like thing? Like I actually took it seriously. Yeah. And literally within about 6 months of getting serious, I think it was about 15 months in total from the time we joined to the time we started making literally 6 figures a month. Now, of course, that's not normal. Of course,
not typical.
Right. Of course, we have a lot of influence. We've been doing this a very long time, but this is why you want to build a brand and build relationships, because eventually you will effortlessly attract quality people. But I hope this doesn't come across as offensive to some of you, but you attract who you are. I attract a lot of men, right? Why? Because I'm a dude. But we also attract a lot of women because we have, a lot of couples, a lot of wives, right? They'll reach out to Nadia or they'll reach out to me because they see what we're doing on social media, right? We attract a lot of people that are maybe in our age, demographic, not all the time, but a lot of times you attract who you are. We attract a lot of people with network marketing experience. Why? Because we've got a lot of network marketing experience. We attract a lot of people that love using social media. Like, hello, you attract who you are. So sometimes people will say, I'm just attracting a lot of like people that don't have a lot of like motivation and whatever. And look, by the way, I sign up people like that all the time too. They lack belief, confidence, experience. I'm not saying you're only going to attract high caliber people, but I wasn't ready for a big team. I wasn't ready for high caliber people until I was. Does that make sense? So if you say, well, I'm not attracting great people, the key word is yet. I'm not rank advancing yet. John, I'm not even making 6 figures yet. I'm not good at social media yet. I'm not good at TikTok yet, ATM yet. Like yet. Everybody put that in the comments, the word yet. This is the other thing we did to go from 6 to 7. We hired an incredible virtual team, because I want to be clear. As much as I love making a lot of money, I love my time freedom more. Right? As obsessed as I am with my social retail, my network marketing business, which is probably like 98% of our business at this point. It's a significant income. We do have a lot of investments in different things, but I was like, man, we got to free up our time. And actually, it wasn't me saying it, it was more Nadia saying it to me. We got to free up our time so that we can focus on the big picture stuff, right? The most profitable money-making activities. And the truth is, there's a lot of tedious tasks that some of you feel like you can't let go of the control. Like you feel like you have to do all of these things. And I promise you that's not true. There are a lot of things that you could delegate. There are a lot of things you could outsource. So that'll free up your time. That'll free up your time to work with your best people, to work with your leaders, to focus on starting new teams. And look, I signed up 7 people last month. People were like, oh, I'm too busy. I'm so busy with my team, working with my team. I'm so busy. Well, my team's probably bigger than all of yours. I'm pretty sure I have more people on my team and make more money than everybody that's watching this right now. But I'm still starting new teams. I signed up 4 people in one day a couple weeks ago. 4 people in one day. Now, by the way, that just was a coincidence. I had a bunch of people I was working on. it just happened to fall on the same day that 4 people got started. It was crazy. But the point is, if you don't have enough time to spend with your kids or spend with your spouse or start new teams or do personal development, you're doing it wrong. And by the way, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Are you guys getting some value from this? I know we're going to do some Q&A at the end, but I'm telling you, the more you work on yourself and the better you get at what you do, showing up on social, leading people, mentoring people, getting customers, all the things that we teach and preach, the more you start to attract high caliber humans.
So good. John, you're crushing it. You're on a roll. I feel like I want you to keep talking.
I do get excited.
I really, really love it.
Should I talk in Nadya's accent?
And you know what's really helpful is, recognizing that it's okay to build in seasons, right? And you're going to go through those seasons.
Right.
So I think for us ladies, we're really good. Like if there was an award, we would get the award for how good we are at beating ourselves up for not doing all the things, right? And I'm here to tell you that it's okay for you to sometimes put some things on pause. And if your life is a little out of balance right now, it's okay, right? Anytime you're learning something new or you're diving into something, it's going to take longer to figure it out and to become proficient. So you have to be okay to be out of balance in certain moments of your life and during certain seasons. But I do have to tell you this, one of my favorite hacks to continue to kind of like grow and improve is I like to do my 30-day runs. Once I identify, okay, you know what, right now, at this point in our life, our number one anxiety, let's say, because we're talking about outsourcing, let's say for you, you're just in the weeds with admin type stuff and you identify that. So what I would do then is I would take 30 days and say, I'm just going to hire one VA. This is what I started to do like 7 years ago because I was such a control freak and I was so nervous about giving up control. If you can resonate, let me know in the comments. But in my books at the moment, my motto used to be, if I want it to be done right, I'm going to do it myself. And that motto had me getting burned out all the time. Right. Until finally, reluctantly, I'm like, maybe there's something to be said about that. Maybe I should let some things go. And I had to train myself first, to be honest, right? But I hired Marie. Baby, do you remember Marie?
I do.
I got on Odesk at the time. It was an Upwork. It was odesk.com. Now they merged with Upwork, which is my favorite site to hire amazing talent globally. But at the time, I hired Marie and I brought her on for 10 hours a week and I was paying her $3 an hour. And I just kind of started to like ask myself, okay, what are those repetitive tasks that need to be done, but they don't require my talent? I'm just going to like record my screen talking, like pretend like you're going to record your screen, explain the task like to yourself, because tomorrow you're going to have amnesia and you're going to lose all your memory. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how I thought about it. And then I started to just record those little things, like 10 hours worth of work. And I just put it into a Dropbox folder and she could go, she could pick it up, she could watch it, she would do it. And it's a process. And then I would give myself 2 months realistically to train somebody up, but that's how it started for me. And I'm telling you, for those of you that have that control situation, you have perfectionitis, sometimes it's the baby steps. I like to say, start with the path of least resistance, and then you're going to become addicted because you're going to see the benefit and you're going to see that now these tasks that used to give you this anxiety, but they needed to get done. And they also snapped your energy because you don't love doing it. But now you outsource it and you're realizing you have 10 extra hours, so now you can either put that towards your income producing activities, or you can take those 10 hours and spend with your family. Right.
Well, here's a great example too.
In seasons, 30 days at a time.
And here's a great example. Right now, while we're doing this live, Kyle's on here responding to people that are asking about the outsourcing training. Right. You did this like 1 hour blog.
Yes.
And again, this is another thing. It's like multiple people were asking the same question. So it's like, we'll create a piece of content. Make a piece of content. Now, you don't have to have a website and a blog and all that, but like, let's say
it could be in a Facebook group now.
Yeah, let's say you have multiple people asking you about TikTok, or multiple people asking you about doing power hours, or multiple people asking you about the compensation plan. How's the comp plan work? How's the comp plan work? I'm not explaining the comp plan to people. I'm not explaining how to use TikTok. I might give them a little feedback, a little tip or two, but I'm like, have you seen the TikTok trainings in the group? Have you seen the referral post training in the group? Have you seen the blog post on this, that, or the other thing? And I think it's really important for us to pay attention to what people are asking you over and over again. Not only can you outsource it and delegate some of the work, but also you can create automation, create a video, create a guide, a PDF, something you can give people.
So you don't have to repeat the same conversation over and over again.
Amen.
Like that's where it's at. Yeah. So, and that's really going to be the secret for you, is to elevate yourself out of the weeds of the daily tedious in order for you to have that luxury to work on your business instead of in the business. Now, look, you can never, ever outsource income producing activities, right? But you can create support around you to help you be way more effective, way more efficient. And then you'll notice your happiness level goes through the roof because you've eliminated those activities that are just time suckers. You know what I mean? An easy one, you guys, I believe should be the first hire for any entrepreneur. The first hire should be a bookkeeper. Your bookkeeper is going to save you money. Your bookkeeper, a good one, is going to make you money because they're going to identify areas where also there's potential tax breaks. They're going to be way more diligent with those receipts, especially when it's not your personality, right? So bookkeeper would be my first hire. The second hire would be just a GVA, which is a general virtual assistant. And I want you to think about all those repetitive tasks that you can hand over to somebody else. And once you get that going, you'll start to kind of like your heart is going to expand, and you're going to see more opportunity to release control so you can truly focus on where your talent lies, and you can now be working on your business and be more strategic versus working in your business in the weeds all the time.
And I love what Christine says here too. She said, I can't wait to get to the point in outsource. I had someone set up my project broadcast and it was great. And that's a great example.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of you use Project Broadcast to communicate with your customers. It's probably the #1 text messaging platform for those of you building a customer base and wanting to communicate with your customers and not rely on just Facebook Messenger and Facebook groups, which I 100% believe. And the truth is, you can have someone else do the work and the communicating for you. You could say, hey, I want to send out a message to all my customers saying this, and then someone else can send it out, right? I mean, it's not that overwhelming.
Yeah.
To get someone trained up on some of this stuff. Like, it might seem like it's overwhelming to have to figure all this out. But you know what's also great is when you do train other people and you're forcing yourself to explain this stuff to someone else, it actually gives you more clarity on what you're doing.
Yes, you said it. And also it forces you to really look at your workflows and identify even better ways to do it. Like, it's happened to me so many times where when I go to teach it, I actually go, wow, why am I doing it? Like, with 3 extra steps, how can we be less complex? Let's simplify. It's like that McDonald's model, right? In order for you to duplicate quickly, McDonald's figured out that if we have the same menu, the fryer is always on the left, the protocols are the same, the simpler, the better, then we can hire teenagers, and teenagers have built McDonald's into a huge empire, right?
That's true.
So it's,
and the thing is,
simplify.
They could sell other food, but they just don't. Could they sell pizza? Sure. But they're like, you know what? These are the products that people buy the most. This is what we want to be known for. And this is what we're going to focus on. Having that clarity is why McDonald's, even though they got them nasty nuggets and probably some of the most unhealthy food you can buy, it's fast food for a reason, right? I just think it's so important to have the proper mindset when it comes to delegation and automation. Anyway, we also started heavily investing in real estate and other cash flow syndications. And this is really cool. Like, just for instance, I don't know if we could say this, but like with Ty Lopez, he's doing like some really cool stuff with like Radio Shack. He bought out Radio Shack, him and his partners. And it's just so cool because like yesterday we were able to invest like probably shouldn't say the amount.
No.
It was like a lot of money. Okay. It was a lot of money. Like what we would make in a year, that would be amazing. We just invested after like a 1 hour webinar, hearing what they're doing and making like 20% on our money. Yeah. Right. So making like an extra, 30, 40 grand a year on an investment, and it's passive, completely passive. Yeah. Right. Now, some people might say, well, that's risky. That's this, that's that. Sure. It's always a risk, but the riskiest thing is to not learn to delegate, to not start investing, to not invest in yourself, to not invest in your team. The number one thing we actually invest in outside of like actual investments, and it's our team though. Yeah. I do a lot of giveaways. I'm always throwing money at my team. Why? Yeah. Because it comes back and it helps the team and it builds more loyalty, more camaraderie. And then teams start duplicating it. They start doing product giveaways and, coaching call giveaways and Amazon gift card giveaways and all this awesome stuff. And then we got the whole team working together. Like we're giving away a Peloton this month. Like a lot of our leaders are giving away products on a weekly basis that they're paying for. Like that excites me.
Okay. And let's give you some really good ideas. If you want to take a screenshot of this, I'm a huge fan of giving you specific examples so you could actually see it for yourself. And I want to just also summarize as well, right? So John talked a little bit about, look, you want to be paying attention to those questions that you hear over and over again. So in my books, if I get the same question more than twice, I translate it as a universe, like noticing me, telling me, sending me a notice in the mail. Noticing me. Create like some kind of document, PDF, video, whatever, right? So you can begin to automate the exposure process, but also, enrolling new teammates on your team or helping your customers get the most results. So videos, guides, testimonials, etc. Consider hiring a VA that can assist with recognition, with contacts, screening messages, right? When like new messages come into your Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you can have somebody also help you sort through the messages that need your attention. So that's something our team does, right? And then the important ones, like you could do a 3-way chat or something like that. Create a culture where everyone works together, and then focus on recognizing action, not just the results.
And I really got to talk about this. This is a really big thing also, like recognizing someone that ATMs their first person or gets their first customer or does their curiosity post, does their launch post, the OMG, I did a thing post, right? Like recognizing people and you create contests. Like we just had an ATM challenge the last 7 days. I'm going to do a group chat challenge. Like, it's so smart to recognize what you want repeated. Why? Because if you recognize something, right, it's kind of like Toby, right? If he does the right thing and we give him a treat, guess what? He's going to keep doing it. And if he gets reprimanded for doing something wrong, hopefully he stops. He's such a good puppy. And we might get him a sister.
He's not even a puppy. But he's almost 4. He's very mature.
But he feels mature. We feel like he's a puppy. Plus he's so little. But does this make sense? Recognize what you want repeated. And here's the genius. When you recognize other people that are recruiting, other people that are ATMing, other people that are doing referral posts or whatever, the people that are not getting recognized are like, hey,
I want to get recognition.
I'm having my biggest month ever. Or, hey, I ATM 10 people this week. Or, hey, I recruited 5 people this month. Like, people love recognition. Yeah. And I love recognizing people. Like, I know, if I'm ever to say, what do I get overwhelmed by?
Oh, what is
it? Might be doing recognition. Yeah. Like at the end of a month, especially when we have one of our like really big months and there's all these people having their biggest month ever. There's all these people, rank advancing. That's a positive thing to get overwhelmed by. How many of us would be cool with being overwhelmed with recognition?
So many rock stars on your
team. And you
team.
can listen, you can recognize people in your group chats, team chats, recognize people in your leadership chats, recognize people on their Facebook profile. Like I would challenge all of you right now to just go go recognize 3, 4, 5 people in your team today, 10 people. Just go, even if they didn't do anything like spectacular, just say, I just want to acknowledge you for your loyalty,
your first customer,
your commitment, your work ethic. We appreciate you being a part of our team. Just go recognize some people. I'm telling you, that stuff is incredible. Plus, their network is going to see it. They're like, what are you doing? What are you committed to? What are you working on? You didn't tell me. Or maybe they did tell them, but like they didn't realize they're doing so well. These little things, man, these little things duplicates.
Yeah.
And it does create social proof, Shannon. You're right. 100%.
All right. That was awesome. Was this helpful? You guys, let us know. What was your biggest takeaway?
Yeah.
What is going to be your action step? Because the biggest thing that you got to do is you got to integrate things right away.
Execution.
You only
That's it.
implement when you're in momentum.
That's
so
right.
when you feel inspired, I want to challenge you. Take one thing. It could be as little as doing what John just said, which I really love. I feel like I'm going to just use his tip again. But go do some recognition. Just recognize 3 people for something that is on your heart.
You could do this in your ATM groups,
success.
Your Facebook groups.
I love it.
You could do this on their personal profile. Oh, that's it.
Oh my gosh, this is it. These are so fun.
Hold on. Were there any questions? Because I know I said I'd do some Q&A at the end.
Hang on.
We give away some more cash.
People
love the recognition conversation. Great takeaways. I'm getting a VA. Shannon, you have to.
Yes.
Really. Jessica says, yes, that is duplicatable. Lewis is so much better. And by the way, those of you that want a VA, I can also introduce you to Bem. If you haven't met Bem already, Bem has a friend that actually connects entrepreneurs with a VA. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, I love this takeaway.
Definitely recognizing my team, recognize small things. Exactly. The smallest thing, especially when someone's new or someone's, even if someone's been around a while, like, isn't it awesome to recognize people? And they're like, damn, yeah, thank you. And sometimes, listen, even I sometimes forget, like I'll be put into a group chat, 17 times by one person. And then like, I'll think about it, I'm like, man, Wendy is killing it. 17 group chats in the last 2 weeks. Like, this is crazy, right? So recognizing all those little things, the different competition within the team. Yep. It's always cool to see that team camaraderie and people collaborating and competing.
Oh, thank you, Donna. That's so sweet. Oh, Sharon, you're so welcome. Send a surprise gift. Yes, I love it. One of our favorite things to do is to send Amazon books or like books through Amazon.
Right.
You know how you can like attach like a little message, which is really cute. So whatever book you recently read, maybe think of 3 people you want to recognize and send them a book.
Right.
Like it doesn't take that much,
No, just send a message to my inbox and I'll have Bem go through and would that be the easiest way?
Yeah.
She can connect them.
Or even support at mylifestyleacademy.com.
Yeah, that would be good. Support at mylifestyleacademy.com. Send an email to our support team. I don't know if Bem's watching this. Sorry, Bem. It's just like putting you out there. But she has a friend that can.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, there's no such thing as super VA, like hopefully one day, but not yet. So you want to think about, hiring a general virtual assistant first, somebody that can help you with those admin tasks. And then let's say you need somebody to help you edit your videos. That's a different VA. So today we have Jorge, who's on our team. We love him. And he runs our podcast and he also does our video edits for YouTube. So that's specifically what it is that he does on our team. We also have a web developer. We have somebody that does our Pinterest. So you'll have different people do different facets in your business.
We have people that do our ads on some of the platforms, Facebook ads, whatever, Instagram. We have Desi who will send out our emails and, communicate a lot through, for our brand, putting together like blog posts, different things. She's actually the one that'll almost micromanage the rest of the team. And sometimes even micromanage myself and Nadia.
Yeah.
Right, Desi? So
hey,
it's
Kenzie,
so important.
Great question. So did you go through Upwork for your bookkeeper? Actually, I recommend doing a referral. If you can find a bookkeeper through a referral, that's what I would recommend. I've never, ever looked for one on Upwork. I mean, maybe you could. I would start with the referral first. All right, let's look at some questions.
What is this one? As a network marketer, should I be offering right here? As a network marketer, should I be offering what helps network marketers in order to attract them, or should I focus on offering content to anybody about anything that interests me? My audience is vast, and that's what confuses me. Yeah, look, it's a great question, and I think it's tough to answer because it depends on the person, right? We obviously love creating content, but even Nadia's content is a little different than mine, right? We love creating content, but it's not necessarily the exact same. Mine is more geared towards network marketers. And of course, somebody will say, well, yeah, you're a 7-figure earner. I started doing that way before I was a 7-figure earner. I started creating content back in 2013. Now, I was a 6-figure earner. And don't try to act like you're more successful than you are necessarily, right? Like if you're part-time, you want to start creating content based on what you're learning. I think that's valuable, but I do think you should mix it up because I feel that it's tough to tell someone to just create network marketing content and teach other network marketers when they're not even a top earner. Like to me, that would be weird. So I would create content that's around what you're learning, what you're passionate about. Those are the easiest things to start with. Like, what are you learning? What are you passionate about? What do you love talking about? What could you talk about all day long? And then at some point, you're probably going to choose a niche. Like you're going to say, you know what? I really like helping moms that struggle with confidence. Or I really like helping entrepreneurs that struggle with generating leads, whatever it is. Jamie says, how do you manage 2 network marketing companies at the same time, growing both that I love, but also not confuse my followers? I would quit one. Just being honest, I would not try to build 2 network marketing businesses. Now, if you're trying to sell products, that's different. If you're like, hey, I'm a representative for Mary Kay and Cutco, and I sell Mary Kay makeup and I sell Cutco knives, do whatever you want. That's fine. But if you're trying to build a team, like I wouldn't trust my upline mentor if they were also promoting another business. I would never want to work with that person. Personally, I wouldn't. And I wouldn't trust them because it's confusing to your audience. Imagine how confusing it would be to your team. So I would pick one business and just build that one. Now, you can always create multiple income streams. We have multiple income streams, but we have one MLM, one network marketing business, which is about 95% of our income. You guys are so motivational. Oh, thank you, Shelby.
All right, let me see if there's any new questions.
What's up, Mark Harbert? Dave says, so glad I found this Monday call. Such a wonderful way to start the week. You guys make an awesome team. Great info.
Aww.
You're welcome, Dave. Let's see, is there anything else before we wrap it up?
I think that's it.
Should we give away some more cash?
Let's do it. Right. If you shared this broadcast, drop the word shared in the comments. So John is going to pick a few people because we appreciate it. And this is how we see it, you guys. We can either pay Facebook for ads or we can, recognize the people that we love.
That's right.
That share our content. Maybe new comments.
Shared. So this person, Mary Baker. What's up, Mary? Congratulations. You just won some cash money. Send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. Include your PayPal. All right, let me do a countdown. I'm going to pick one more. Ready?
Okay, yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one right here. Wait. Oh, so it was moving kind of quick. Michelle Powers. So Michelle, you're the other winner of the cash money. Send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.
It's
support.
Cash or money, baby.
No, it's cash money, baby.
No, you have another.
She always does that whenever we're live. Tries like picking off like the
you
teeniest thing
so
that nobody else can see.
That like sometimes the hair comes out of your eyebrow.
Really? That's so interesting. So support@mylifestyleacademy.com and include your PayPal. We'll send you some cash.
All right,
Michelle,
you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We appreciate you. And somebody asked, is this going to be the regular Money Monday time?
No. It's just been it's been crazy busy. But yeah, typically we'll still do 5 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. Hasta luego. Bye-bye. Go. Bye-bye. Get to work.
Oh my gosh.
Go ATM some humans. Go. What are you still here for?
That's what I live with.
But you're still here and I like that. But she's always around, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, John, let's go.